All right, so we're talking the difference between character and personality. Personality is what we appear to be to the world. It's what we show the world. Characters are actually who we are becoming, right? So our character is far more important than our personality because our personality can make us think that we're doing something even though we're not actually becoming that person. Right, so we're just talking about some strategies, some things to consider when you're talking about your personality right now. We want to focus on optimism. You want to focus on gratitude and reframing negative thoughts to promote a positive outlook, right? Goal setting. Define clear, achievable goals related to your desired personality traits. So I'm going to give you guys some desired personality traits that we should be striving for. Confident. Confidence is what we show people, right? When people see us, oh, that's a confident person. Why do we think that person's confident? Their personality.
Because of the way they carry themselves.
Because of the way they carry themselves. So personality is our image. It's what the world sees that we are. So in order for me to become confident, what do I have to start working on my character in order to become confident?
Loving yourself.
Very good.
Talking to yourself more.
Communication, very good.
You're honest.
Honest, yes. Courage.
Courage comes, yeah.
Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is the perseverance through it. So that means courageous people still feel fear, but they work through it. What are we going to have to develop in our character for us to now be able to work through fear? To be courageous.
Resilient.
Very good. Resilient. Humble, yes. Adaptability.
Oh, yeah.
Adaptability is also a personality trait. In order to become adaptable, our character has to get worked on. We're going to need principles. In order to be adaptable, what does that mean? If I can adapt, what am I doing?
Being okay with that.
How you say that word?
Like changing.
Say again? Overcoming, very good. Anyone else? Adaptability means you could strive in any environment.
There it is.
Conformity means that we allow our environment to take us out. So a lot of times as addicts, we conformed to our environment instead of adapting to it. We let our environment take us out instead of finding a way through it. If we don't have good character, we're not going to be able to adapt because we're going to be taking things personally. Right? In order to adapt, we must find a better way in a difficult way. That's going to deal with character. What else is there? Loyal. Loyal could also be a personality trait. Determined. In order to be able to be determined, what part of your character are you going to have to work on? What does determined mean in your opinion? If you're determined for your focus, very good.
Having a vision.
Determined means that we made a decision.
Yeah.
And that no matter what, we're going to get this done. So that's going to be holding yourself accountable. That's integrity. Doing things when no one's looking. In order to remain determined, you're going to have to be okay with having success that nobody gets to see. If you want to stay determined. You're going to have to get okay with people not seeing everything that you're doing for yourself. All right? All right. So where are we at? Where was that? Oh, the article. Personality is an outward expression of character. Character and personality are different, though we often use them together. Character is the sum of values and core beliefs about life. Your character is the sum of values and core. So if you believe that, if you got negative beliefs, your character and your personality is going to show that.
Oh, yeah.
Our personality is reflected in our temperaments and our behaviors. We speak of it in terms of traits. We just went through it, right? Our character leaks through our behavior.
Thank goodness.
Our character leaks through our behaviors. So if our behaviors aren't up to par, there's something in our character that needs to change before our behaviors really change. Integrity, compassion, contribution, responsibility, all those things. So if you found a wallet full of money, what are you going to do with it?
Depends on where it's at and it turns in.
What if you give it to a homeless person? Instead of
I'm not saying anything's wrong. I'm just listening for answers right now.
It depends on where you find
It
it.
could be a gift from God helping you out.
It could be.
If you're struggling.
It could be.
It's got somebody's ID in it.
That's what I'm saying. If you found a wallet with someone's ID in it,
Take the cash and get the wallet back.
okay, that's fine. Hey, listen, I'd probably do the same thing, but that's a reflection of our character. We're not truly trustworthy. We should give it all back.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Little things like this could just let us know what part of our character we should just be aware of.
This a couple weeks ago, I'm walking down Beach Boulevard. This dude's pulling out this Bear Automotive right there, and I was like, "Dude, nice car." He's like, "Oh, wait." I was like, "What?" I was like, "All right." So I walked over to the car, and he pulled out his wallet, and dude handed me like $160.
Come on.
I'm like,
Right.
I'm not sure what to do with it. I'm like, all right, so I go to turn my wallet. He's like, wait, you work here, huh? I was like, no. He's like, oh, I was like, dude, you can have it back, bro.
There you go.
Have it back, dude.
Yeah.
There you
Have
go.
it back. So I gave it back to him. And he's trying to look around. She's trying like he's trying to give you something. Like, dude, don't even trip about it, dog. I was like,
That's what's up. Character right there.
I thought about it. I should have bolted it around.
It just feels wrong.
Good thing you didn't have time to think.
I regretted it.
I tell you who didn't though. God didn't regret what you just did though, and I'm sure that man didn't either, right?
I
So
was pissed off the rest of
I
the
bet.
And her money fell out her.
What?
Yeah.
I don't want to keep money wealthy, brother. It's gonna happen a couple more times. So, well, who was the money meant for?
I don't know.
I guess the employee.
He was trying to give a tip to somebody.
Or maybe he was paying his bill.
He was like, oh,
He had a nice car.
I was like, all right, he pulled out the wallet. I was like, all right, bet. What's up?
Yeah, right? So your character, which refers to your core values, morals, and ethical beliefs, significantly influences your personality by shaping how you make decisions and how you interact with others and react to situations. Our character is what's helping us make decisions, interact with others, and react to situations. So if you're not making good decisions and you're not getting along with people and you're reacting to things wrong, it's not because you're not capable. It's because we're probably not working on our character. We're not building integrity. We're not having compassion. We're not giving contribution out there. We're not taking responsibility for things.
That's the thing. So it's like, well, when you have anything going on, it's like I asked you, well, if you're being targeted, like in other words, like I don't know how to say this without sound like braggadocious or whatever, but I've been working on myself for quite some time, and I'm gonna pat myself on the back because I feel like I've worked through a lot of defects of character. And but when something occurs in your life and you're being targeted, there are no victims. I mean, we're attracting everything we're getting. So I'm like, what's my part in it?
Okay.
And a lot of the time, well, right now it's very difficult for me to see what is in me, because everything is a mirror, so I'm like, what is in me that is bringing this about, because it's
Maybe your part isn't about what you're doing to bring it in. Maybe your part is what you need to do with it.
then my reaction will be an example, maybe.
So sometimes we don't have a part sometimes in what happens to us, like Sis was saying. Her part was what she did the 3 years after.
Right.
So maybe your part needs to be what you do with this rather than what you're doing to have the target on your back. That's it. Good. Very good. Very good. So, shaping how we make decisions, interact with others, and react to situations. So your character right now is being revealed in this moment. You're making the right choice. You're still interacting with people well. And you're reacting to the situation where you're not self-sabotaging. So your character is being developed right now through this moment.
In a way, being tested, right?
So the test from God, right, leads to the trial. Does anyone know the difference between a trial and a trail? What you got?
No, but this has to do with what you were talking about. I went outside and was like with my friends or like the people who have welcomed me to this program.
Okay.
And then a girl from my own house comes out and says, "No one wants you out here because you keep weirding everybody out. Like no one wants you to come over here and weird us all out." And I was like, we just had a group on this, like, cause yesterday she made a whole explosion during group and like made a fool out of herself. I didn't judge her at all for that. So why is she judging me for like that?
Yeah.
I mean, we just had a group on that.
It's not about you, Mom.
It's not about
Yeah,
you.
it's not you. A lot of things are internal. So trial and trail.
Trail path.
A trial is a test. A trail is the path. So the trial is a test, but the test is actually the trail that you need to be on. It's the path.
So it's putting you on a different.
Yes, the trial's putting us on a trail, right? That trail, that obstacle is actually the path. The obstacles that you're going through aren't deviating you from anything. The obstacles that you're going through are the path. The obstacles are going to get you to where you need to go. The obstacle is only making you maneuver yourself. So when we hit an obstacle, what has to happen? We must change the way we're moving. So it's actually helping us reinvent ourselves in a world that's always changing. So the obstacles that you're being put through are making you have to change something about yourself in order to get through that obstacle. If we do not change what we need to change about ourselves, that obstacle might last for years.
And then afterwards, you get to look back at it and like find out what you learned.
Yes.
And how you grew from it.
And then the next trial, you're like, oh, wait a second. The last time I went through something, I got this out of it. So God, where are you right now? We stop looking at it as an obstacle and we start seeing it as the path. So the trials is a test. That test is actually the trail that you need to be on. So the magic that you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding right now. And if you're running from the work, you're hiding from the success.
Yeah.
All right, so essentially acting as the foundation of which your outward personality is built. So how we're making choices and how we're interacting with people and how we're reacting to situations is fundamentally our personalities what's being expressed, right? A strong moral character often leads to positive personality traits like honesty, kindness, reliability, while a weaker character might manifest in negative personality patterns. We spoke about negative thought patterns about a month ago. Key points.
What patterns?
Negative thought patterns. If you want to Google it, 10 negative, 10 all or nothing thinking, magnification, minimization, emotional reasoning, right? We went through that pretty intensively. So, decision making. Your character guides your choices by determining what you prioritize as important. What's important? You being right or you finding the right answer?
Right answer.
Our character will determine whether we want to be right or we want to find out what is the truth. Right? So your character guides your choices by determining what you prioritize as important. What's important? Making money more important than you building character so you can keep the job when you get it? You know what I'm saying? Like we have to find out our motives and our intentions because it's creating energy. What are you going to prioritize now moving forward? Building your character or having the personality of it? So, what you prioritize as important in different situations influencing your actions and behaviors. 2, social interactions. How you treat others is heavily influenced by your character. How we are treating people is heavily influenced by your character, leading to positive or negative interactions depending on your values. So if someone's saying something to you to put you down, they are not sitting on any of these values. So therefore, we know they're not sitting on values. What I tell people is like, listen, your opinion has value because it's yours. But what you think of me is only true to you. It ain't true to me no more. So your opinion has value. It just doesn't hold weight in my life no more if it doesn't align with where I am in life.
Right.
So allow people's opinions to have value, just don't allow them to hold weight, meaning put you down. Emotional responses. Your character can shape how you process emotions. Remember emotional intelligence?
Yeah.
What's emotional intelligence? Does anyone remember?
Shit, I got it right here.
Me too.
Emotional intelligence is,
You asked this before. and I
yes,
couldn't blank.
when we're able to manage our own emotions. Meaning that we understand our emotion, and when I feel like this, I usually do that, so I can't do that. That's emotional intelligence. The second part of emotional intelligence is not just you managing your own emotions. The second part of emotional intelligence is knowing how to respond appropriately to other people's emotions.
Yeah.
So when someone's out of pocket, we can't be out of pocket with them back. That's not going to work. It's going to take us out. And then that shows our character. If we allow people to just get us out of character right away, that shows our character. So we should look at our character rather than what that person just said to hurt us. Why did what they say had me curse them out? What am I not working on that could prevent me from cursing people out? Right?
Exactly.
Emotional response.
Boy, staying humble.
Yep. Your character can shape how you process emotions and react to challenges, impacting your resilience and ability to cope with stress. The stronger character you have, the more you're going to be able to endure. Because what's integrity? Doing stuff when nobody's looking. If you're practicing stuff for yourself when no one's looking and getting better for yourself when no one's looking, you know what start happening? You don't really need people's validation. You start learning how to be your own cheerleader.
Yeah.
And when you get to become your own cheerleader, what you got?
Because the stronger your character, the more you can endure.
Yes. Stronger your character, the more you can endure. Self-perception. Your character contributes to how you see yourself, affecting your self-esteem and confidence. So if you want people to start seeing you differently, you must first see yourself differently. Once you see yourself differently, you will start to now practice to become that person. Once we become that person, then people will see us differently. We try to get people to see us differently with our personality and not our character. It's going to take time for people to see that you're a different person with character. So if people ain't given the time to get to know who you are, do not give them the personality if they're not willing to learn the character. If someone's not willing to get to know me, then you can think whatever you want to know about me. You don't know me. Say whatever you want. You ain't talking about me. You're talking about the perception that you think you have of me. Your character contributes to how you see yourself. So how we see ourselves is how we perceive ourselves, right? How do you see yourself today? How do you perceive yourself? Because however you perceive yourself is how you project yourself. How we project ourselves is then how we are perceived. So, different view, different you. See yourself different, you become a different person. Become a different person, people will start seeing you differently.
Yep.
Only if they're willing to get to really know who you are, right? Example, a person with a strong sense of integrity, which is a character trait, may consistently demonstrate honesty and trustworthiness in their interactions with others, leading to a personality perceived as reliable and dependable. You see how the character is now creating the personality which people think we are? Listen, a person with a strong sense of integrity consistently demonstrates honesty and trustworthiness in their interactions with others, leading to a personality perceived as reliable and dependable. So you see how people start seeing us? It's based on our character. A person with a tendency towards selfishness. Selfishness is a character trait. Listen, might prioritize their own needs over others, potentially leading to a personality perceived as self-centered and inconsistent. So if we want to change that, what do we have to change? We got to go from selfish to selfless. If your character is about contribution, selfless, people are going to then give you a personality according to that character trait. So if you really want people to see you different, you just got to change your character. People will see it. Sometimes we think we need to show it first, and then we will become it. No. Because sometimes showing it without becoming it, you still get success. And once we start getting success, we don't look to change our character. We stay with our personality. And then success leads to self-sabotage, if you guys haven't noticed. Success can take you out. 100%. Our character is going to determine whether or not success takes us out. Our character is going to determine whether or not failure takes us out.
So it's like if you're not spiritually fit when you come in the face of success, or spiritually fit when you come in the face of hardship, you are going to get taken out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
Emotional intelligence is what's helped me a lot more.
Emotional intelligence is, if you think about it, if you could figure out what feelings lead you to get high, you then will know what feelings you need to work on so you don't get high no more. Because it's feelings that are leading us to getting high. It is. It's emotions. If you don't know what emotions are leading you to get high, you're going to have a difficult time learning how to be in recovery. You might just do the techniques and not build the character of it. You might just do the steps and the steps not even change you. So, some ways to build character every day. Number 1, take risk and accept failure.
Somebody built that.
Take risk and accept failure will build character. Character is built when you face the possibility of failure. Listen to that. Character is built when you face the possibility of failure. In the past, if you knew you were gonna fail at something, did you do it? Because I didn't. If I knew I was gonna fail, I didn't do it. So I didn't take a risk. So I didn't build no character. I ran from everything difficult and only did things that came easy. There's no growth in that. If you don't take risk and fail, and you only do things you're good at, you fail by default. There's no growing in only doing things you're good at. The growing comes, remember we spoke about it last week, self-development. You got to embrace the embarrassment of being a beginner. Embrace it. Most people don't stay with the gym because they can't lift the weight that the next guy or the next woman's lifting. Because they're beginning at something. And then doubt. Doubt is actually a positive indicator. If you are doubting yourself today, that is a good thing. My mind a little bit different than most. Doubt means you're actually pushing yourself beyond your current capabilities. That's why you're doubting it. You're actually looking to do something that you think you can't do, but whatever you're trying to do is something that's good for you. For instance, if you doubt the ability to never use again, you're pushing yourself beyond what you think your current capabilities are. You don't think you could do it, so you're doubting yourself. Doubt is a positive thing when you look at it like that. So therefore, I learned that you don't need to outwork people because people ain't taking nothing from me. There's only one thing in this world you need to outwork. It's your self-doubt. I can't. No, I can. I won't. I will. Outwork that shit and watch what your life becomes. Outwork your own self-doubt and let people have all the success they want. Don't even look at what people are getting. Just keep outworking your self-doubt. The more I told myself I can do things that I thought I never could, I started doing them. You know what happens when you say I can't?
It don't happen.
You prove it to yourself. When you say I can't, you prove it to yourself and you don't do it. You know what happens when you say I can? You prove it to yourself and you do it. It's that simple. Character is built when you face the possibility of failure. Failure is inevitable, by the way. What does inevitable mean?
Can't stop it from happening.
Can't stop it. But you don't have to fear it. Use risk and failures as life lessons. Sound familiar? You haven't lost something. You've gained knowledge and experience.
What did you say about life lessons?
Use risk and failures as life lessons. You haven't lost something. You've gained knowledge and experience. So a lot of people are like, oh, I got to start my days over. I lost my recovery. You didn't lose anything. You got experience. Now get that experience and pick up from where you left off. So if you think you've lost something in life, what knowledge and experience can you get from that? That will build character if you could start learning those things. All right? Take a risk every once in a while. If you fail, accept it. After all, the best thing you could do is just try. So if you're not trying because you think you could fail, you're failing by default by not trying. I'd rather fail, try, learn, and get better than fail by not trying and fucking hate myself. I lived that life way too long. I ain't living that life no more, man. I have no problem with making mistakes whatsoever. I have a problem with not learning from them. So make new mistakes. And I'm going to explain something to you guys. Mistakes only happen one time. If you did something and you realize it was a mistake, you just learned the lesson. So mistakes happen once. After that, it's a decision. We keep making a conscious decision to do stupid shit because we know what it's going to do to us, right? So, for instance, I always like to use the analogy of spoiled milk. If I drink spoiled milk out of the refrigerator, that's a mistake, right? I should have checked the date. I should have smelt it. If I put that milk back in the refrigerator and I drink it tomorrow, I made a decision to drink spoiled milk. How many of us keep drinking the same spoiled milk and think we're making mistakes when we're actually making the decision to keep doing the same stupid shit over and over and over again? If you could accept your choices, all of them, even the bad ones, if you could accept that we are where we are because of our choices, and you could accept that your choices got you this seat, you will now realize the true power of choice. Until you could accept your choices got you here, it's going to be very difficult to accept that your choices can get you out of here. I found the power in choice when I realized that my life was a result of my choices. Shakespeare, the choices we make dictate the lives we live. You want to live a better life, we got to learn how to make better choices. That's all this is. Choices. Right? All right, so put yourself out there. No, I'm not going to say that part. All right. 2, surround yourself with people you admire. If you want to build a better character, you got to get around people that you admire. Why? Because energy is contagious. Finish my sentence. Misery loves. Energy is contagious. Get around people you admire and you will start to become those people. Floyd Mayweather Jr. wanted to become a billionaire. You know who he said he hung out with? Billionaires. You want to fly with eagles, stop flying with the fucking pigeons then and complaining that you ain't soaring. I'm dead ass, man.
Oh my God.
Listen, I remember being on the block. Making money, and homies hanging out with me broke, but rather just hang out with me because I was making money. Because they wanted to be around the energy. They weren't broke for too long by hanging out with me, I'll tell you that much. Be around broke people not doing nothing for their lives, you're going to become just like that person. You guys are around a lot of personalities. Everyone's on a part of their journey right now. We don't get to judge people where they are on their journey. You need to accept people that are there on journeys. Yeah. You need to find people that are on the same part of the journey that you are on right now and leave everybody else alone. The ones that ain't where you are, where you want to go, pray for them and leave them where they're at. Find the people that are where you want to go and start hanging out with them. My circle is legit. People in my circle know more than me, are better at things than me. I need that. I don't want to be the best on my team. No. I want to be the role player on the championship team, though. I want to play with Kobe. I want to play with Jordan. I want to play with LeBron. I'm okay with getting, the garbage time. I'm on the team. I'm part of the team. I'm playing a role. You got to get around people that you admire. Believe it or not, the character of the people around you rubs off on you. Think about who you respect. What makes them admirable? People you respect, what makes you admire the person you respect? Why do you respect them? Is there a quality in them you wish you had? Pay attention to what makes this person commendable and successful. What can you do to become the same? Step outside your comfort zone. If you want to build character, you got to step outside your comfort zone. Little things right now. If you're someone that likes to sleep late, start waking up early. If you're someone that doesn't like to exercise, start walking around the block. If you're someone that doesn't like to clean, wash somebody's dish for them. All those little things, stepping out your comfort zone, makes the bigger things easier when you need to do the bigger thing. People don't walk into the gym and lift 500 pounds. That 500 pounds feels like 5 million if you've never worked out. work out for a year, that 500 will be a lot lighter to you than if you went straight to the 500. What changed the weight? I got stronger. That's what changed the weight. We need to get stronger. Step out your comfort zone in little areas of your life right now. Not the big areas, in the little areas. Remember, the magic that you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. Put yourself in uncomfortable situations to help build character. Take a chance and gradually start doing things you normally wouldn't. In order to have something you've never had, you're going to have to do things you've never done. So if you've never had the opportunity to do this correctly, which we're all here right now, so we're not doing something we're supposed to be doing, what haven't you tried yet that you should be trying? What haven't you done yet that you should be doing? Then you will get what you've never had before. All right. Volunteer at a food bank. Attend a concert for a band you don't even know. Take the scenic route home. Set it a quick way home. Push yourself. The more you push yourself, the more you grow. When finding ways to get out your comfort zone, think about the things you liked when you were younger. You might go back to an old hobby, for instance, or try something you used to think you would never be possible. Take on one uncomfortable job at least once. So this is a little bit different. This is like telling people go work at McDonald's, right? Things like that. Think something to get outside their comfort zone. If you're not an extrovert, go get a job that makes you have to talk to people for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's a suggestion, not one that most people take. This is a big one. Empathize with other people and their situations will build your character. Empathizing with other people and their situations will build character. Learning to empathize will make you a better person. When you empathize with someone, you understand and identify with their feelings, not your feelings about them. Not only does this help you build trust with someone, but it also helps you be more approachable, which are both excellent personality traits. Approachable and approachable and trust will be able to build trust when we are empathetic for other people. People will start to trust us. And when people start trusting us, that is a good personality trait to have, that you are trustworthy. Because now you become what? Valuable. And what did I say happens when you become valuable? There is now going to be what for you?
Money. Pretty much.
A demand.
Yeah, demand.
The demand leads to money. We want the demand of who we are to go up. So how are you going to make your value go up where there's a demand for you? You're going to have to build your value first. For instance, I didn't ask for top dollar for anything when I first started. I showed I was top dollar for a minute before I asked for top dollar. Now I get top dollar. But I didn't come out the gate asking for it. You're going to be like, yo, who are you? You're going to have to show your top dollar before you get top dollar. That's not the way the world works, right? So be supportive. Someone with a strong character is always there to lend a helping hand. Remember, contribution. All right, see if you could pick up... no, I don't like that either. All right, stay humble and kind. Kindness and humility are important traits to develop. There's no denying that the world isn't always the kindest place. However, even when life challenges you, try your best to be nice. Let peace win over anger and avoid making judgments. Think of it this way. If you put good vibes out in the world, positive energy will find you in return. Bible says what? You reap what you... And then a lot of other spiritual programs have something called karma. Whatever you put out comes back. That works in both directions, right? Manage your emotions. Learn to control how you react when you're upset. How do you usually react when you're upset?
Cry.
Say it again?
Cry.
Cry, okay. Anybody else?
Cuss folks out.
Curse people out, good. Not good that you do that, but good that... But what are some things? What are some emotions that you express when you're upset?
Frustration.
Good. Frustration, anger. Good. So when we're upset and we're expressing these things, those are personality traits. Those personality traits are being expressed because of our character. We don't have a strong. We can't be told no. Here's some ways that you could actually. Some activities that will help you. Journaling, you guys already know. Does anybody remember why I said journaling is so important? What does journaling do to your mind?
And
When you write it down, it becomes real.
It becomes real good. What else? I said something very specific on why journaling is very, very important.
Go back to the moment and replay.
Yeah.
Remember your mindset.
Very good. Good,
Yeah.
good. It's a good reminder of what was going on.
Memory can like manipulate itself, so the next day you can feel like something.
Change
Very
your mind.
good. Memory can manipulate us. Well said. So when you write, you can't write as fast as you think. So when you journal, it actually slows your mind down so we could have complete thoughts and really good, ideas in that nature. Because when sometimes when I'm speaking, I forget what the fuck I'm saying. The reason I forget what I'm saying is because my mind's about 10 years ahead right now than what I'm actually saying. Just to give you guys a little idea of what goes on in here when I'm speaking, there's about 10 different things being said in my head when I'm speaking to you. It's like I'm grabbing these things and I'm putting it together. But as I'm speaking to you, sometimes I say something that I've never even heard myself say. So as I'm speaking to you, I actually big myself up after just saying something to you. So as I'm talking to you in my head at the same time, I'm like, yo, Mike, that was some good shit right there. Like there's so much going on in my head that if you knew, it's like a duck. Duck is calm on top, but the legs are flying. You need to know that my mind is always flying. So I forget sometimes what I'm saying because I'm too far ahead of myself. When I write, I don't get ahead of myself. I actually stay with myself because I can't write as fast as I could speak. I'm from New York. I could speak pretty quick. There's no way I could write this quick. And people were like, what about audio? Audio is not the same as writing. Writing will make you have to slow your mind down.
don't forget the audio memory.
Yeah. Yoga, go for a run or a walk, play video games, listen to music. When you're upset, practice something different than the reaction that you've been practicing. Like you said, go for a walk. Chat with all types of people. A person of character can communicate openly and honestly with everyone. So sit down and have a conversation with a stranger. Who knows? You might just learn something new and make a new friend. After all, the best leaders create environments where people feel safe to express their opinions. Difference between a leader and a boss. A boss tells you what to do. A leader shows you what to do. There's a difference. My father said it when I was younger, and I never forgot it. It's one of the only things I really remember as far as lessons. He says, you want to see someone's character, give them a position of power, and they will show you who they truly are. Ever work with someone, they become a manager, and they become a dickhead?
Yeah.
Oh my.
That was their true character being shown.
Yeah.
So even the simplest conversation can make someone's day and improve your self-esteem. All right? Lose graciously. You want to build character, learn how to lose with grace. Like a lot of these athletes, Michael Jordan, Kobe, they lost with grace. They were right back in the gym the next morning practicing, making no excuses. You're like, you know what? They were better than me. I need to work on this so I can beat them next time. Being a good person isn't depending on winning. Let me say that again. Being a good person isn't dependent on winning. Believe it or not, the best leaders and people are open to losing. Learn to accept your losses by shrugging off your failures, admitting defeat, and trying again. I don't like the admit and defeat the part, but you could do that. I don't like to admit
Because you're not defeated.
Yeah.
You're learning.
That's it. But are they losses
No.
or are they opportunities?
There are opportunities for sure.
I don't know about you guys. Anyone ever lose something, get it back, and actually had it, loved it more
Longer,
than you when you originally had it?
Yeah.
Why is that? Because when it was taken away from us, we seen value in it.
Isn't there a Bible story about that?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure losing and get it back. Yeah, I think so. Let me think about it though. Job, yeah.
Maybe.
Prodigal son.
Yeah.
Right? So, practice self-discipline. Having high character is about doing the right thing. Are you doing the right thing when nobody's looking?
I love that word.
Yep.
When nobody's looking for it. 'Cause
Are you doing it when nobody's looking?
I'm so ashamed when I would do things and not do them when you know what I mean? Like when I would behave differently
Yeah.
behind closed doors. I'm so ashamed there was a time in my life that I was that way.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's good that you see it that way because it'll help you change it, right? The being ashamed, right? So, having high character is about doing the right thing when nobody's looking, all right? I used to not do the right thing when nobody was looking because nobody was looking. So my motives and my intentions were wrong. I was only doing the right thing so you could talk how great I am. So my intentions were only behind your opinion. So the energy I got out of that was really negative eventually.
Yeah. Because then if they think something bad about you, you absorb that. then.
Yep. So some choices are easy while others are hard. When two choices are pinned together, choose the right choice over the easier option. Some success might get delayed by building character, but the success isn't taken away. It might just be delayed. Some people might be getting more right now than you, but those who build character keep what they get, and those who have no character get it and lose it. We all know about that, getting things and not keeping them, right? So when two choices are pinned together, try to choose the right one. Remember, the more you push yourself, the stronger you'll be. Even if the right choice is more difficult, you can accomplish it if you put your mind to it. Mind tells the body what to do, right? The body's a messenger of the mind. Challenge yourself with a difficult goal. What would be a difficult goal right now for you to challenge yourself with?
To not eat meat.
There you go. That's going to take integrity because you're going to have to do it when nobody's looking, right? And very good. Who else? What is a difficult goal you could challenge yourself with today?
Get up and walk every morning
There you go.
before and be ready on time to leave.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Anyone else? What's a difficult goal you could challenge yourself with?
Like working out consistently. I've been doing that for years.
Being consistent with anything is a
Exactly,
difficult
yeah.
goal.
Exactly.
Choose to be consistent with something for 30 days.
I gotta be more consistent at reading my Bible.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
A person of character challenges themselves and others. So I'm going to tell you what I think a true friend is. A true friend is not somebody that always makes you feel good,
Exactly.
right? A true friend is willing to say something to you that you might not like, but say it because you need to hear it.
At the risk of
That's
tr-
a true friend.
A true friend is with you whether you got $1 in your pocket or nothing.
That's a true
Partner
friend.
too.
A true friend is going to challenge you.
Yes.
A true friend is not going to let you stay where you're at and yes you to death. A true friend is going to challenge you and be like, you know what? Nah, I think you're kind of wrong on this one right now, bro. Let's
I
talk
wanna-
about it.
Yeah, I
Speaking
wanna,
the truth in love.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. There's a way to do
That's
it.
a true friend. If your people ain't challenging you, you got to find people that are going to challenge you, man. I got plenty of people challenging me right now, especially when it comes to preaching and the Bible and becoming a
Yeah.
pastor. I'm getting challenged left and right.
You're lucky.
So let's go. I'm with it. Am I hitting the mark? I'm not even close right now. But I'll get there.
Kill it.
I'll get there.
Killing it, man.
I'll get there. You guys, I appreciate you guys, but once you really start learning like how the word is meant to be spoken, you'll see how fragile
Yeah.
you should be with the word because of how powerful it really is.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm starting to learn that, preaching's more than just me using my gift of speaking. Right?
Presentation.
Yes. All right. Be a doer, not a talker. Bible talks about being a doer of the word. Right? Be a doer, not a talker. An easy way to grow your character is to be accountable. How do you hold yourself accountable? Or how do you know you're not holding yourself accountable? What are some signs of either or? What are some signs that you're holding yourself accountable? What are you doing with yourself?
I'm showing up when I don't want to.
Very good.
I'm trying to stop smoking weed when I don't want to.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
That's a big one for real. It's like, damn.
Anybody else?
Standing up for what's right in the face of and fearful when it's fearful to do so.
Okay, good. Very good. So I have like 3 things that lets me know when I'm not holding myself accountable. If I'm blaming people, I'm not holding myself accountable. If I'm twisting the facts, like it ain't that bad, I'm not holding myself accountable. And if I'm making excuses, I'm not holding myself accountable.
Hell yeah.
Excuses make us useless. Remember that. And excuses are lies that only sound good to the person making them. My excuses sound great to me, but my excuses to other people might sound like shit. For instance, when someone gives you an excuse, what does it sound like? Bullshit.
Yeah.
What do you think we sound like? I used to write a 6-page text to my boss on why I couldn't come to work. An excuse. And all I would get would be, okay.
Oh, I remember that.
I love that.
Okay.
Some elaborate thing you thought of for like an hour.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that a lot.
Because he knew it was a bullshit
Yeah,
excuse.
yeah.
So what do you think we sound like when we're making excuses?
bullshit.
We sound good to ourselves.
Yeah.
But to other people, no. So take responsibility for your actions and listen. Keep your promises. Keep your promises. And I'm not just talking about with other people.
Sure.
If you are making promises to yourself and you are not keeping those promises and you are allowing your mind to manipulate you and making it think that it's okay that you didn't just go do what you said you were going to go do, subconsciously you no longer trust yourself. So now you don't think you have the ability or the capability to do this. Not because you can't do it, because you made promises to yourself and you didn't keep them. For instance, if you and I had a relationship and I made a promise to you every day and did not keep one of them, what is our relationship going to be like?
Shit.
Why do you think we have a shitty relationship with ourselves?
Communication.
Stop promising shit to yourself if you ain't ready to do it. Don't promise yourself and manipulate yourself thinking that you're going to go do it because when you made the promise felt good to myself. Because that's what it used to be. I'm going to do it on Monday, I promise. So on Friday, I feel good about fucking up for the weekend. Don't promise shit to yourself or others if you ain't going to hold it down just yet. Don't make the promise as a form of manipulation into thinking, acting as if. Because we could all have the personality of someone that's trustworthy, but eventually people are going to find out if we're trustworthy or not.
Yeah.
No matter how much we can fake the funk. All right. Always an easy way to grow your character is to be accountable. Let setbacks motivate you. You want to build character? Let your failures motivate you to learn on how to get better. Let your setbacks motivate you to keep going. That will build character.
Set up for a comeback.
Set up for the comeback, yes. Failure is just a speed bump on the way to getting what you want. That's all it is.
At least you're trying. Like, if you fail, at least you're trying. But
Remember FAIL? You remember what it stands for?
first attempt, what?
First attempt in...
learning.
Very good.
Learning, okay.
First attempt in learning. That's what failure stands for as an acronym. That's all it is. Failure is a speed bump. Failure is not a dead end. Failure is a speed bump, not a dead end. Failure does not mean that you're doing it wrong. Failure means we need to change the way we're doing it. That's it. You're not doing anything wrong. Maybe you just need to change the way you're doing what you're doing to get it right. See how my perspective allows me to learn from everything? Everything's a life lesson for me today. Everything.
Open mind.
Yes, an easy way to build your character and drive is to continue pushing despite setbacks. Focus on guiding your own fate and decisions. I don't like that one, sorry, because that puts too much in our own hands. All right, dream big and define your goals.
Yeah.
Dream bigger than everyone around you. Dream to the point where people think you're crazy. Now you're dreaming. Most people are afraid to even dream crazy.
I do.
I'm dream bigger than everybody around you. And then once you're dreaming bigger than everyone around you, go find people that are dreaming bigger than you.
Genevieve said her pastor was roommates with Tom cruise when he first moved here, and everybody thought he was a nut because he walked around and because he was super short and wasn't really that even good looking, messed up nose and all and everything, and he just like there was no question in his mind he was going to be the huge star, and like just it was reality that did not exist for him.
So dreams become reality when belief and action meet.
Yeah.
Belief in action.
Belief and action must meet. You can't just believe you could do this and not let your action match the belief. What I mean is, if you believe you could do this, when you fail, you got to keep going. That's how action matches belief. When things don't go the way you want it to go, you keep going. Your belief matches your action. The Bible says faith without
Work.
is dead. So that's belief and action meeting.
Tell them about like sticking to one thing and like, you know, like not like letting your mind go to like 5 different things. Remember when you were talking about that?
What, focus?
Yeah, you were just talking about like, you know, if you're gonna like do a business or you're gonna like do something, like stick to that path and do it no matter what.
Yeah.
Instead of like letting your mind go, oh, let's do this or let's do this.
And that's what I'll be doing.
Yeah, we start things and don't finish them.
Yes.
Right? Whatever you started, you got to finish before you go start something else. Because what happens is if you got 10 things going at once, eventually you're going to stop and procrastinate to try to figure out how to do all 10 things with one action. So if I can't take care of all 10 things with one single action, I sit back and I procrastinate until I can figure it out. And we never figure it out. So therefore we have no progress. No progress leads to no dopamines. No dopamines leads to misery, suffering, and all that kind of shit. And then we go to the drugs because we need dopamines now.
Leads to the buckets.
So FOCUS, focus. Follow one course until success.
That's what I was talking
nice.
about. That's what I was talking about.
Follow one course. Don't jump ship just because it's getting difficult, because we're reading about it. In the difficult moments, what's getting built? What gets built in the difficult moments? Our character. So if we're not allowing ourselves to go through any difficulties, we're not building any character. So in the smallest slight of difficulty, we magnify it. Remember negative thought patterns? When you make something small bigger than what it needs to be? When you do that, when the little bit of difficulty comes, we make a mountain out of a fucking pebble. In the difficult moments is where character's being built. Active addiction, we didn't allow ourselves to really go through difficult moments. We got high to get us through that moment, made more difficulties, got more high to get through that difficulty. We had no character, and our personality showed that. One of the best ways to build character is to chase your dream. I'm going to say attract your dream. By becoming the person first. Practice to have, if your dream is, I don't know what your dreams are. But let's say your dream is, I don't know, owning your own business is your own dream, big dream. You must develop the habits of a business owner before you even start it. You must already have those habits in place before you even purchase your business or start anything. All right? Identify your purpose. A lot of times people have trouble with that one. What's my purpose? Right? What's your talents? What are you good at? If you can find what you're good at, you'll find a purpose, right? If you don't know what your talents are, what are you passionate about?
It makes your heart sing.
Whatever you're passionate about, that's your purpose. Your passion will show you your talents, and your talents will show you what you should be passionate about. We're all good at something. We're all good at something. If you can figure that out and cultivate it in your life, you will find passion, you will find purpose. There's a reason why you're good at whatever it is you're good at. It's because you're supposed to use it to help the world.
I lost my child to like my dad taking her because of my addiction.
Okay.
And now, all I want to do is like help other women like not have to go through that.
There you go. Purpose. All right, we'll close it up with this. In order to have character, you must commit. A commitment, no matter what. To self-improvement. Practice makes what?
Perfect.
Practice makes improvement.
Yeah, perfect.
Not perfection.
That's right.
Right? So if you want to get better at things, you must practice them until you get better.
You said in order to have character.
In order to have character, where were we at? In order to have character, we
You
must
must commit.
commit. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. In order to have character, you must commit to self-improvement. The only way you're going to get better at things is by practicing it. That's it. So practice, practice, practice. What makes a champion? Practice.
Had to get
Practice
to
being
Carnegie Hall.
uncomfortable. That's a big one.
Practice getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, right?
Yes.
So how do you do that? The only reason something's uncomfortable for you right now is because it's unfamiliar. The more you practice something and the more familiar that it gets, right? The more comfortable you get with it. I say it all the time. Being homeless was uncomfortable until it wasn't no more. Why wasn't homelessness uncomfortable for me? Because I was homeless for a while now. It became life.
Yeah.
Right? Living in certain situations was uncomfortable for us until it wasn't no more. Being broke was uncomfortable until it wasn't no more. Not having people in our lives was uncomfortable until it wasn't no more. What changed? It went from uncomfortable to comfortable because it went from unfamiliar to familiar. That's it. The more you practice something, the more familiar you get with it. Right? At first, it might have been weird shooting up by yourself, right? But the more you practice it, the real comfortable you got doing shit, getting high alone. At first, I didn't like getting high alone. It was uncomfortable. Until I did it a few times, and then I got real comfortable with getting high alone. The more you practice something, the better you're going to get at it. So if we're not practicing what we need to do, you're probably getting better at the things you don't need to do. All right? Building character isn't something you learn overnight. It's a lifelong lesson. If you want to be someone others look to for inspiration, make an active effort to improve yourself day in and day out. Pick one thing you like to work on each day. What's one thing you like to work on right now for the next 30 days? Just besides not using. I need more than that out of you guys. Pick one thing you like to work on for the next 30 days.
Remaining level-headed and just like calm.
Good?
Being consistent.
Good. Being consistent. Good.
I want to work on not judging others by things that I'm convicted of.
Okay.
Seeing them
That's a good
things
one.
and like thinking they need to
Good.
change because I did.
Yeah.
Good.
Like, you know,
Good.
shit about that.
Yeah.
Meet
Good.
people where they're at.
Meeting people where they're at, right? So be patient with yourself, though, because self-improvement takes time. So everything that you guys might want to practice, you got to be patient with yourself. Because if you're not patient with yourself, you're probably judging yourself. If you're not patient with yourself, you're not giving yourself the opportunity to fail. So if you're not as good as you want to be at it right now, you think you're doing it wrong. And I'll close it with this. Just because something's hard or difficult and you're not where you want to be with it right now does not mean you're doing it wrong. You need to understand that. Just because something is hard or difficult for you right now does not mean you're doing it wrong. You got to just keep practicing it so it gets a little bit easier and not as difficult. It's only difficult because we just need to practice it. Character is built in difficult moments, not in the good moments. All right, any questions? Everybody's Gucci? All right, I'll see you whoever Saturday. We'll be at the beach from 1 to 3, Recover Out Loud, and then I'm preaching Saturday night at my church at 6 p.m.